It is the riot in which there's another disagreement.
Ooh, well, I think you know what the heart of the issue is. We're almost done with the fall fundraiser, and we're tired.
I'm tired.
Okay, we can't share our thoughts and our likes and our dislikes calmly because we're getting emotional. We're tired.
And every time we disagree, we're like, well, if you agree with me, you should give now.
And disagreeing is like, I hate you and everything about you, and not. It's just like, I don't like what you like, not as much as you do.
I don't like what you like, and therefore you are dead to me.
And that's the sign that the fundraiser is almost over.
We're getting towards the end, and we need a little break.
Have just a few more fundraiser days left. So please support the RadioU.com. As a podcast listener, you can't have a podcast without the Riot. We can't have the Riot without RadioU. So please support if you can through RadioU.com and help us wrap this up.
So here's where we are. Today in the podcast, we talk about Captain Marvel.
Yes,
the trailer for that is out. We also get into mayonnaise and ketchup.
That's where the argument starts.
Maybe.
And it's still there.
Maybe. And the other things we get into, Chuck E. Cheese as a birthday lunch destination. And what was the other food thing we talked about?
Oh, KFC, their new flavor.
The KFC.
They have, is it the
so good.
hot honey wings? Yes.
It sounds so good.
We're not arguing about that one.
No, so let's focus on what we agree
on. All right, just 10% arguing today.
All right, let's focus on that.
So don't forget, RadioU's Fall Fundraiser. We're almost done. Then we'll be back to the normal length for our podcast. But thank you for staying with us, sticking with us, and supporting too.
It's the Riot.
Leftovers from the most disgusting meal you've ever had. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
You know, it's a Radio U tradition that the person whose birthday it is gets to declare a birthday lunch.
Yeah, on Friday is your birthday.
Which I can't during the fundraiser. And I won't on Monday. I'm thinking someday next week.
Okay, how come you don't want to do Monday?
Because I think a lot of people are going to be gone.
True.
So, you know what? I'm just going to wait it out because I want to make everyone go.
You want to maximize the day. That's fine.
I want to make everyone be there.
So what do you want to pick?
Well, I don't know, but I'll tell you who is a I'm not saying I'm doing this, but KFC made an announcement that made them a contender in a way that they were not before the announcement.
Beforehand?
Yeah. KFC just announced that their new chicken flavor, and they've been doing that where they keep unveiling a new limited time flavor that if it's good enough, it kind of sticks around. It's hot honey fried chicken.
Now that is some good stuff. I think it's Hudson's place that he always picks for his birthday.
Yes.
They do a hot honey chicken. It is good. That's normally what I get.
I did not have that. I know what you're talking about.
It's delicious. When you add, it's like sugar chicken. That's basically it.
That's the honey.
Yeah.
But don't forget about the hot.
It's true. A little spice to it adds a little bit of kick.
So let's see. What's the story on these? They say the new tenders are a blend of sweet golden honey with mild peppers before coated over the fried chicken chain's signature chicken tenders. So do we have a release date on this? Because I don't see it.
I am looking and it does not seem like it's yet. The pickle one was from the summer, so I think that one was out.
That was the Nashville, right?
No, that was the pickle chicken. They've had pickle chicken, some sort of mountain chicken.
That sounds...
No, the pickle chicken was good.
So gross.
I know it does, doesn't it?
I hate pickles.
No, it's good, though. It was so good. It worked with chicken. It did.
I'm just going to let you eat the pickle chicken.
Fine, but I want this one, too. So maybe you can decide. Or if not, just pick chicken. Wherever you want to go.
They really do look good. Smoky Mountain was one of them.
That was the mountain one.
Georgia Gold
is good. I like that flavor.
I loved that, actually. Though I will tell you, diminishing returns. I liked it so much. I went back and got it again like a week later, and it was like, Well,
also, some chicken places are a toss-up of like, how good is it going to be? It's like a game. Not always.
I didn't have what I would refer to as the best experience the second time around, and so...
Well, it made me appreciate Georgia Gold as a wing sauce, which I never did before.
Sure, I'm with that. I am with that. But the other thing they did, that Nashville hot chicken, I thought was pretty good. But this, sweet and spicy.
Spicy honey chicken.
And, I will tell you, even though, I'll get a dip, or, a tossing sauce or whatever, I want you guys to know that even with that sauce there, I'm still willing to go ahead and dip that in a honey mustard.
That's good. Honey and honey.
I mean, somebody tell me where I'm going wrong because I don't see it. Because I don't see it right now.
So that is something that'll come out when it's released.
What do you think we should do for my birthday lunch?
Well, that's a good question.
I got to work on that. I see it's not that important to you.
We'll take your
but
suggestions.
But it's a big deal for me.
Feel free to text your suggestions for Obadiah's birthday lunch, 877-2-RADIO-U, and get those in now.
That's a good call.
Your morning, but without yelling, laughing, or music.
Don't deprive me of that.
We wouldn't dream of it. It's The Riot on Radio U.
You know where we should go for my birthday lunch?
Okay, now we're ready to talk about options and choices.
We're back on it. We're back on it, okay?
Yes, what is it?
It's got my mind thinking about, what do you think about Chuck E. Cheese?
Chuck E. Cheese. No.
What if we went to Chuck E. Cheese
for
my
birthday?
Yes. How awesome.
Do you want a birthday party or are we just going?
Well, we just go, get some pizza. We make it a party.
You know, I've gone there once for, to see a party.
Yeah.
And I will tell you this. Their pizza is actually kind of good sometimes. But I feel like it's so expensive. I wish you could just bring your own.
Is their pizza expensive?
Yeah, it was. We got the buffet, and they just didn't have anything also on the buffet. So you didn't have a lot of choices.
Yeah, but I mean, how different is that than when we go to
the other
buffets? And they're like,
True.
Hey, we just opened this bag of salad and poured it out in this bowl. Look, salad and pizza.
I think they just feel like they can charge more because you're just going to pay,
what'd you pay for the buffet?
I don't remember. Someone else was paying.
So then what are you complaining about?
Well, I feel bad for them. Oh, no.
Okay, all right.
Just eat the pizza.
What? It's just have a good time. They obviously wanted you to enjoy yourself. They took you to Chuck E. Cheese and they paid.
It wasn't for my birthday. It was for someone else.
Man, welcome to date night, right?
We're going in an ironic way. That's just how it is.
Well, I mean, is there any other way to visit Chuck E. Cheese if you're over the age of 5?
I don't think so.
Well, then I'm feeling like an ironic trip to Chuck E. Cheese. Now, why would I be thinking about Chuck E. Cheese again?
I know.
I see that hand,
Did
yes.
someone have a fight there?
Well, someone had, we're going to call it an incident.
An incident? I don't feel like fights happen as much. At least they seem to have cleaned up the ones in our area.
Well, they come in waves.
They do.
They come in waves. So you're at a Chuck E. Cheese in Tacoma, and, you're just hanging out, and all of a sudden you hear gunfire.
Uh-oh.
And people, of course, what do? You've got parents and kids. You got parents grabbing kids, freaking out. People are running out of the restaurant. Ah! So a man's on the ground. He's bleeding. He's obviously been shot.
Someone got shot?
Mm-hmm. But there's a hook to it.
What is it?
He shot himself.
Oh, it was his own
accident.
Gun? Oh, he was carrying a gun?
He had a concealed carry, and he sat down, and his gun went off. This is why I can't have a gun.
I didn't think you could have a conceal and carry in Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, I don't know how the law works there in Tacoma. I just know that even though there is a sign posted that you're not allowed to bring a gun in, apparently you still can bring a gun in. It's not illegal.
They're just asking you not to?
Right. But Chuck E. Cheese could file a civil suit.
Sure.
So not a criminal suit, but a civil suit, at least according to the article that I'm reading right now.
Well, I bet you they will. Because is that like that in every city then? Because I thought at one point...
I don't know.
I was interested in carrying a conceal and carry, but then I looked at every place I go to on my day-to-day basis, and they all have Costco basically, and even IKEA, they all have the sign saying no, but I didn't know if that's a please no or if it was a no.
I don't know, and I'm sure here come the text messages, the people for and against. Nikki and I are just talking about Chuck E. Cheese, guys.
Just talking about pizza.
Oh.
No one can hold a gun if I'm holding pizza.
And if you're holding pizza, you should have a slice in each hand or a slice with a soda in the other hand.
So I can't possibly.
Yeah. So everybody just take a deep breath and then take a bite. And see? Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Plus, I was always afraid. At first, when I was learning about conceal and carry, I was like, wait, you mean you actually have it loaded? To me, that's the part where I know that's what you need, but I would have been putting the bullets in one pocket and then the gun on the other, and I would just have to be fast enough if there was emergency.
If you want to know the truth, I've actually thought many times, even if I carried, I wouldn't have it loaded. I would have a magazine with me or something, but I would not leave. Yes, I would not leave them together. Then I would feel
more comfortable, but that always amazes me.
Well,
there you go.
Okay, but Chuck E. Cheese?
No, let's think again. Let's take more lunchtime suggestions for Obi's birthday.
Believe it or not, the Riot doesn't have an endorsement deal with Nabisco. They just keep talking about all the new Oreo flavors for free. It's the Riot on Radio U.
So did you see the Captain Marvel trailer, Nikki?
I was watching.
Released yesterday?
I got through most of it, and I actually pulled it up. I was going to finish the rest of it. I saw it trending.
It looks pretty good.
You think so?
I do.
I think so too.
It doesn't. Okay, it doesn't necessarily look any better than any of the other Marvel movies. I feel like I'm getting, and I don't mean this in necessarily a bad way, but a little Marvel fatigue.
Yes,
because they're starting to really just blend together.
Yes,
they are episodes in a movie TV show more than they are just like a movie.
Sure. Well, I'll also say it this way. So this is supposed to be set in like the 90s.
Yep.
Okay.
At least parts of it are.
Part of it's in the 90s. So you see a lot of those parts in the trailer.
Yes.
To me, who is not a Marvel fan, who does not see most of them when they come out, it seems under budget then when they pick these years.
Yeah.
And I don't realize it because then I look and it's like, well, it looks a little dull. It's not as flashy.
That's interesting.
When they're trying to so the newest Wonder Woman, when that comes out, they're going back to the 80s. And I know they sometimes try to do that to make something less time. It makes it timeless because that time wasn't ever our time.
Right.
Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So for this, I'm like,
it's like watching, say, Back to the Future. It happens in the 50s.
Yes.
So everything in it looks dated, which means that you just accept it as dated, so you don't think of the movie as getting old.
Yes, it doesn't become dated
Right.
during your lifestyle or your lifetime when you're watching it.
Right.
So to me, it just looks very dull and boring looking because
Really?
of the color correction and stuff. It just didn't look as flashy. But again, I'm not as much of a fan.
I'm just really curious about it. I think Brie Larson
They're banking a lot on it.
Well, let me tell you right now that,
that an understatement?
From what I can tell and see, Captain Marvel is like their new hotness.
Yes, they're really trying because, again, Wonder Woman did so well. They're trying to make it less Avenger-ish, groupish, and still trying to go back to having a main hero.
Yeah, and so this is going to be a mainline hero, and I think she's going to figure in massively into the next Avengers movie. Mm-hmm. And so they got a lot riding on old Captain Marvel here. But you know what? Great. I'll tell you where I'm at. I'm rooting for all of them because at the end of the day, I want to see a good movie.
So when is this one out? Is it in the spring?
March.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's March.
No, I think so too. I know it's not this year.
I think it's March, and then we get Avengers not long after this movie, which, again, I'm pretty sure this is important because if you looked at Avengers Infinity War, there's a little Captain Marvel thing that happens at the very, very end.
Well, let us know if you liked the trailer for Captain Marvel. You can text us 877-2-RADIO-U. I'm sure it's still trending. You can find it anywhere.
The other two things about the trailer, I love the fact that it opens on a Blockbuster Video.
Oh, you love that
Hilarious.
so much.
Hilarious. What a great idea because it immediately tells you, like, this is not new. And then I want to know how much the young, quote-unquote, de-aged Samuel Jackson's going to be in this movie.
I guess we'll find out.
Seems like a lot.
Nikki and Obadiah. Obadiah and Nikki.
Love, hate, hate, love.
All right, everyone in, let's go!
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Well, welcome to Bummertown, Population U.
Why? What are we going to be bummed about?
Well, I'll tell you what we're bummed about. You know, for the last year and a half or so, using your Nintendo Switch online was free. So, like, if you picked up, what's the one I played the most? Probably Splatoon.
Yeah.
You could play Splatoon online for free. Pretty sure you could do Mario Kart online for free as well.
Playing against others, you mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's over.
So
starting yesterday, Nintendo started up their online service.
Is that why I keep getting emails from them?
Yep. Because now you can't play Splatoon online for free anymore.
Unless you pay for like a monthly subscription or a yearly one.
Monthly subscription, Nikki. It all started yesterday.
Oh, so here's the question. How much do you love Nintendo then?
That is the real deal, right? So it's $4 if you want a month.
Yeah.
It's $8 if you want 3 months. And it's $20 if you want a year.
Okay. Well, compared to like other
it's not as bad
services, but I mean, Nintendo for online gameplay is not, I think, as set up as well as others are.
No, they're not. Like, their infrastructure is nowhere near as good as Xbox Live or even PlayStation Network. Now, the one thing they do have going for them that I think is super cool is they have 20 Nintendo games that are now available on the Nintendo Switch.
So if you pay the monthly fee, then you can play online for free, or just now you can play them online?
Well, now you can play, it's classic NES games, so like all the way back to the 80s. So like Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 3, Tecmo Bowl, Ghosts and Goblins, Excite Bike, Double Dragon, like old school games. And it's a Netflix kind of thing. As long as you've got the service, you can play those games as much as you want. If you don't have the service, you don't have those games.
It's hard. I mean, $4 is not a lot. Again, this all just mirrors nicely with the full fundraiser, doesn't it?
Come on.
But then for some of those games, it's almost like you play it once for just like kicks and then you're done.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this right now. Everybody's coming to you with a new monthly fee, and I get that. But
that'll only get worse.
It is. But here's the thing with RadioU, we aren't like, say, a lot of these other companies where they're commercial entities and they're selling products. RadioU is giving itself away for free every day, all the time.
You don't have to pay for RadioU and then pay for the opportunity to have an online experience with it, or for other bonus parts of it, have to keep paying monthly. We give RadioU to everybody for free, but in order for it to be there for everybody, some of us have to give money to help.
We even give those sub-channels away for free through the app, Throwback,
Battery,
Fusion, on and on. So you know what? Think about it. Think about where you're putting your money. And if there's an online service that's worth it to you, I'm not saying not pay for it. I'm just saying that if RadioU is worth it to you, help us pay for that.
If you were offended or disgusted by anything Obadiah said this morning,
If you weren't so dumb, I might be offended.
you must be new. You'll get used to it. The Riot on Radio U.
All right, where are you at on ketchup, Nikki?
Ketchup?
Yeah.
I do like it.
I love ketchup.
I've been trying to switch to mustard, though. I've been trying to not have as much sugar. And I've been switching to mustard, and I actually like mustard now, including, is it a brown mustard? It's like a little bit spicier.
Sure it is.
I like that. So I'm going with that recently.
I'll tell you right now, if you start taking sugar out of your diet, you're going to notice two things.
It's in everything!
Well, okay, three things then. It's in everything. That's one. Two is that a lot of the food you think tastes good, tastes like crap. And then three, you'll notice that a lot of the things you thought had no flavor at all of a sudden will begin exploding with flavor.
Well, I didn't realize.
It totally changed my palate, but I'm back on ketchup, so
you're fine.
Don't worry about it.
I didn't realize when I was starting to take sugar out that sugar literally is in every sauce.
They put it in everything.
And that is why every sauce is an addition that you want to add to your food. So it's very hard to just have the food without the ketchup.
Oh, it's tough.
So like if I'm having a hamburger or something else, I'm like, well, I really want something, but I realized I put a lot of ketchup on things.
Oh, yeah. I had to back off the ketchup a little bit.
But it's still there. So, yeah, still totally for it.
It is magnificent. Now, Nikki, what about mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise, I do not do unless. Okay, here's an unless.
Here it comes. Here comes Nikki's big butt.
You said it that way on purpose.
What?
You did.
What?
All right. If you go to Wendy's.
Oh, wait. Here comes Nikki's big unless.
Thank you.
It doesn't have quite the same ring now, does it?
So if you go to Wendy's, they always put mayonnaise on a cheeseburger when I tell them not to.
Yeah,
and so
they do.
I always get mayonnaise and ketchup.
Mm-hmm.
And if you mix it up, then that's what I like when it comes to mayonnaise. That's it, though.
The people at Heinz have heard you, Nikki.
So I forget what that's called.
Mayochup.
Mayochup?
That's what Heinz is calling it.
There's some other term for it, too.
Well, I don't know what it is, but I can tell you this, that Heinz, towards the end of September, so they're saying at the end of September, at all kinds of major retailers, they say, but also Walmart. So if you can't find anything else, Walmart should have it. They are going to be selling mayo chip in squeeze bottles.
Mayo ketchup.
Mm-hmm. So, okay.
So you could just still, wait for it, mix mayo and ketchup.
Oh, I reject that.
Well, it's hard. Mayo's in a different...
That's crazy time.
Mayo's in a different, jar, so then you got to get a knife. So, yeah, it'd be helpful if it came all in one.
Okay, so here's my thing, though. Like, mayo
is
spoils.
Gross.
Okay. You know what?
What?
Both are true. Mm-hmm. Mayo is gross.
It's just a lot to handle on its own.
Oh, I can't stand mayonnaise. I really don't like it. So there's that. But doesn't it spoil? Like, it has to be refrigerated.
Oh, it lasts longer, just like ketchup.
Wait.
Mayo, well, you mean mayo and ketchup stay in the fridge.
Yeah, I mean, but ketchup, maybe I go through it fast enough. You don't need to.
You don't refrigerate your ketchup?
Yeah, I do. I hate it. Ketchup at room temperature is better.
No, it has to be. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Well, it's got to be chilled.
Wait, you'd rather have cold ketchup?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I reject that outright.
Like, we don't even need to do the fundraiser today. I don't want to stay.
What are you talking about?
Do you want your water
okay.
at room temperature or your soda? No, I don't think so.
Pause. First off, ketchup and water, not the same.
Yeah, but we're still talking temperature.
I didn't say I wanted it hot.
It's room temperature. That is hot to me.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
you need it chilled.
I reject your idea outright because Nikki's like, I had one sip of this water and now it's spoiled. I have to have another chilled water, please.
No, I have to re-chill it. It needs to be cold. I prefer it cold.
Oh, no.
Especially if your food is hot and then you want to put it on.
I would much rather grab ketchup like as soon as
Room
the bottle's been
temperature?
out. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Way better. Way better. And I'll tell you what, the entire world agrees with me and you're alone on an island crying.
I don't think so.
You're destitute right now.
I don't think, Michael, what? Hot ketchup or, yeah, okay, he's on my side.
First off, you keep calling it hot, and
That's
it's not
'cause
hot
room
ketchup.
temperature to me is
it's
hot.
It's not hot
It
ketchup.
is hot.
That part you're already getting wrong.
All right, so
That's
with
one.
your-
And two, have we not established that you and Michael are a lot alike, and I'm the one that's out there?
I'll tell you what, with your donation, if you wouldn't mind putting one or the other, room temperature ketchup or chilled ketchup, there you go. And then we'll take a couple of donations and we'll tally it up.
You know what, Nikki? I just got to tell you this right now. Even if everybody says that you're right and I'm wrong, being right and wrong is not a popularity contest. There is right and there is wrong.
There's wrong.
And I'm right.
Whatever.
I'm just telling you.
It's just out there. You leave it out on your counter?
No. I have to you have to refrigerate it because
So
it
then
goes
it's
bad.
chilled. It's
yeah,
then
but
refrigerated.
it's better when it's fresh out of the bottle and it's like room temperature. That's right. Or like when you go to like Wendy's and you get ketchup, it's not cold; it's room temperature. It's good. You know what? Listen, I know ketchup.
I know
all right?
you do, actually.
Some
you
people
do.
are like, I want that local draft, whatever beer.
No, he knows.
That's how I'm like that with ketchup.
He
Bro. I'll
knows the
tell you how
ketchup.
it's good.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.